She strolled in the entryway, wasn't locked, so she didn't mull over strolling in, and when she strolled in she saw Christopher Williams performing Fellatio on Pop Now. From what she told me, it was upsetting in light of the fact that you realize they didn't stop. I don't realize I end up knowing Diddy, __. Young men, it's terrible, it's frightful, you keep that, __. That's what arbitrary you have, __. Directly past me, it's dreadful for a really long time. Tales and hypotheses about Diddy's sexual direction have been coursing in media outlets. As a music chief and hip jump magnate, he's been at the center of attention for north of 40 years, and his supposed sexual experiences with men have been a subject of conversation among high-profile VIPs. The awful kid diversion pioneer has been blamed for physically coercing and attacking men with some in any event, guaranteeing that he requested sexual blessings from them regardless of the discussions. Diddy has stayed quiet about his sexuality as of not long ago. We have restrictive subtleties on a portion of the renowned men that Diddy has purportedly had gay sexual experiences with, and the primary casualty on the rundown could astound you. In all honesty, the West Coast debris clincher display, who purportedly had a humiliating involvement in Diddy and Curry downpour Superhead Stevens out of Miami New Year's celebration. Are there additional famous people on this rundown? Continue to peruse to figure out. We got welcome to Espresso Party, the New Year's Eve party. Hit up the party, in a new meeting with Foxhole Radio on Sirius Satellites Left dropped a stunner about Diddy's supposed captivation by gay bars. The rapper, known for his hit tune X, genuine name Alvin Joyner, shared a fascinating tale about a coincidental visit to a gay bar in Miami, Florida, with the head of Awful Kid Records display. Guaranteed that the entire episode occurred on a New Year's Eve in South Oceanside, Florida, where he wound up at a home party with. In all honesty, Diddy, as per show, Diddy's advantage in gay bars became evident when they wound up at one totally unintentionally. As display retold the story, he additionally referenced a spat with Superhead, a self-declared video lady who grabbed Diddy's eye. Anyway, things allegedly took an awkward turn when Diddy showed an aversion for display's discussion with Superhead. Puffy calls me outside, he resembles hello man, you are familiar, the young lady everyone know. Except you understand what happened, he resembles you like Satan man. The night took a much more peculiar turn when Diddy welcomed Show and Superhead to a club in Miami, Florida, featuring the gathering into a vehicle. They made an off-kilter excursion to the club where everything changed for the West Coast rapper. As display portrayed, they entered the club through the Celebrity Relax, which was vacant at the time anyway. The club was going all out and display wound up sitting with Superhead. Yet when Diddy passed on to do his business, things began to get unusual. As per display, Diddy and Superhead strolled down the stairs to snatch a few beverages, abandoning him in the Celebrity Relax. As the night went on, display started to feel awkward in the club and his immovably hetero boots were beginning to shake. She guyed over the corral toward Do Kiss. You have any idea there's heading another path? Is one more man around there but ass stripped. During that evening out at a Miami club with Diddy and Superhead, Exode claims he saw something that left him in shock while partaking in their beverages and the music. Superhead highlighted a corner where two men were kissing and another man was moving naked. Inclination awkward. Show passed on the club without expressing farewell to anybody. He later related his experience, saying that he had been to a lot of clubs previously yet saw nothing like that. You can credit it to being in Miami or anything. That show closed yet there it is. Plainly the experience was horrendous for him. God man, you're saying we lead a club bearing I didn't express harmony to no one. Well, display probably won't be separated from everyone else, as mellow-voiced Moonwalker Usher is by all accounts one more sexual survivor of Diddy's and kicking the bucket, craving for individual men. Stage, that is my sibling here from the very first moment we used to awaken, and I mean damn delay yet there's that I mean once upon a time when he was 10 and I was somewhat more established, his more established sibling, we used to battle about the over the ice chips. You understand what I'm talking about before Stop was concocted. Yet it's my sibling for genuine. We used to wrestle off of the iced face, since he ought to constantly rise and shine right off the bat. In a staggering disclosure, Usher hosts focused on his wild get-together days with Diddy, beginning when he was only 14 years of age. As a youthful teenager endorsed to Let Face Records, Usher moved to New York to work with Diddy, who went about as his coach. Anyway, it wasn't all word for the youthful star. As per sources, Usher was welcome to Diddy's expensive gatherings to give him more edge, and there are gossipy tidbits about a few extremely bizarre occasions occurring at these gatherings. The two whizzes never talked about their past wild gatherings until 2012. At the point when Diddy fouled up during a live video transfer and conceded that he and Usher had dozed together, did he rapidly attempt to cover it up with the expressions pause and no homo. Except for Did he wasn't finished at this point. He made a carefree endeavor to recuperate from his blender by offering a considerably more unseemly remark about wrestling while I ought to looked on defenselessly. You understand what I'm talking about. This is my sibling for genuine. We used to really wrestle off Of the iced pieces he added on the grounds that he used to continuously start off sooner than me and presently he's perhaps of the most extravagant star on the planet and I love him. Usher's initial openness to the music business set him up to turn into a R&B hotshot. In a 2016 meeting with Howard Harsh, attendant uncovered that enjoying a year with Puff Daddy when he was only 14 years of age provided him with a sample of the feature, yet in addition presented him to a few wild and insane encounters. Usher referenced probably the greatest names in hip jump who regularly visited Puffy's home, including famous B.I. G. Lil Kim, Confidence Evans, Mary J. Blige and Craig Mack. In spite of the fact that Usher didn't carefully describe his time at Diddy's home, there have been tales and allegations about the idea of their relationship in a video transfer. Diddy made a mistake and referenced laying down with Usher, which he immediately attempted to conceal with an expression. These reports have stripped hypothesis about Diddy's sexual direction, yet there is no sufficiently not to help such cases. Asserts that recently encircled the music chief were utilized to reinforce this allegation. It's sad that he went similarly as attacking a 14-year-old, and there's likewise the way that there were tales supporting the story that Usher's mom defied Diddy yet he undermined her, compelling the unfortunate lady to drop pursues to splay Usher down. Do we have another person? Yes we do, and he is Oliver Kleitz. Hollywood is scandalous for its unconventional outrages and upsetting mysteries. One of the significant embarrassments in the music business rotates around mysterious connections and nauseating sex parties. Among the unmistakable figures at such occasions is the unbelievable record maker Clyde Davis. Following quite a while of theory, it has now been affirmed that Clyde was involved with Diddy for north of 5 years. Be moving around, yet he got that inventory and he's been bringing in cash off of it, and it purchased that huge chateau down the road from Assault Focal anyway. Whoever stays hazy is whether Clyde went into the relationship eagerly or was constrained into it. Regardless of Clyde Davis' popularity for his melodic commitments, his extramarital undertakings have turned into a hotly debated issue of discussion. After 2 separations, Clyde chose to set out on an excursion of self-disclosure to investigate his fascination towards men. Upon reflection, he found that his sexuality wasn't so straight as he had accepted for the beyond 50 years of his life, not the orientation, and I found that I could be drawn to a man while I actually am extremely drawn to a lady. Clyde then concluded he was in a better place in his life in the wake of arriving at this disclosure where he needed to be with a man. Clyde says his appreciation for man has never annoyed him. I never felt disgrace, no, I felt perplexed. The subject of sexual openness actually needs substantially more conversation. A status really does exist. After this, he started a monogamous relationship with a man that has endured. As yet it is presently clear that this secret man is, in all honesty, Diddy. Following quite a while of reports be referred to as Puff Daddy, known as Sean Brush. Purportedly in 1994, Sean Searches mentioned offering sexual kindness to Clyde Davis. So terrible kid records could be what it is. These cases about the beginning of Diddy's music vocation have for some time been coursing, and presently it's been affirmed that the two are seeing someone. 5 years. Clive has shared that his ebb and flow accomplice goes with him to occasions and on trips like some other huge other would. Anyway, he has decided not to uncover their character. By Diddy is frequently spotted at occasions with Clyde, and keeping in mind that simple presence alone isn't proof, the way that they are both straightforwardly gay and regularly seen together says a lot. They've been dressed for various years. Diddy originally came around him in the mid-90s, close to the opportunity to when he addressed one more relationship with an anonymous male. Diddy and Clyde have had a dear fellowship for quite a while. Diddy has been reputed to be gay. Clive has been in a serious relationship with a man. This reinforces the charges that both of them are together. Clive has been open about his sexuality and connections, which adds weight to these cases. In spite of the bits of gossip circling for quite a while, Clive has never denied them. Diddy initially met Clyde when he was 23 and attempted to cause him to get in the cutthroat music industry. Did he dazzle Clive with his hip jump thoughts, and Clyde was searching for a craftsman who could associate with the normal perso.